If you want to set up a website, you need two things. The first is a domain name and the second is a web hosting plan. My name is Sunday. In this video, I'll be showing you how to buy domain name and hosting from WhoGoHost. In subsequent videos, you'll learn how to log into your WhoGoHost dashboard and install WordPress so you can set up your website. You'll also learn how to create customized emails, set up add-on domains, and use other features offered on WhoGoHost. Ready? Let's get started. The first step is to open up your browser and visit WhoGoHost website. Just go to whogohost.com and it's going to load up WhoGoHost website and you're going to see their plans right on the homepage. If at the time of watching this video you don't see the plans on the homepage, what you want to do is to go to hosting and click on get web hosting. So we're going to start by purchasing a web hosting plan before domain name. That's because we want to be able to compare the different hosting plans before we go ahead to purchase it. So once you're on the WhoGoHost side, you're going to see there are different plans. So you're going to see the cPanel hosting and the WordPress hosting. Several people have asked me the difference between these. So this is a shared cPanel hosting plan and this is the WordPress hosting plan. On both of these, you can still host a WordPress site. The difference is that on the WordPress hosting plan, WordPress is optimized to run faster. And this is actually powered by AWS. So it's actually cloud hosting, which is much better than shared hosting in terms of speed and resources. But this costs more compared to the shared cPanel hosting plan. For this tutorial, we are going to be using the cPanel hosting plan. The cPanel hosting plan is recommended if you're hosting a small business website or a small blog, but if you're hosting a resource-intensive site like an e-commerce website, a high-traffic blog, I highly recommend going with the WordPress hosting. So to get this, all what we need to do is just to click Get Started. The same thing applies to the WordPress hosting. And I must mention that the step we'll be using to purchase this is also the same step for the WordPress hosting, just in case if you would like to get this in the future. So click on Get Started just under the cPanel hosting and give it some few seconds to load. All right, it's going to load the cPanel web hosting plans page. One of the first thing you want to do is you can see it's currently on the pay monthly. You want to switch to pay annually so you will see the annual cost. I always recommend getting an annual plan, a yearly plan, instead of paying monthly. That's because you can see it also helps you save money and is also much more recommended. Just in case if you're seeing the figures in another currency, for instance, if you're in Naira and you're seeing in US dollars, you can change it right here. So just click on any currency symbol you're seeing, you can change it to your desired currency. If you want this in USD, you can change it to USD. If you're outside Nigeria, if you're in Nigeria, you want to click on NGN, so it will show you the figures in Naira. All right, let's go down. So once you're on this page that have the plans, you're going to see the different plans. So you can see the Aspire plan, which costs 5,000 Naira for a whole year. There's Premium, there's Pro, and so on. Now, depending, you can see that they offer different resources. So the higher you go, the more resources you get, which also means you have to pay more. If you're hosting a website that's going to need much resources, you want to go up as much as you can. You can even up to Supreme. Since this is just a tutorial of me showing you how this is done, I'm just going to go with the basic Aspire plan. And let me point out something that at times Google will say this is for a one-pager website, for basic website. This is basically just their recommendation. It does not mean that this 5K plan, you cannot host a full functional website. You can host even up to a 50-page website, but there's a limitation on the resources in the sense that this is just going to give you 2 gig of space for your resources, and this is just going to give you 10 gig of bandwidth. And this gives you 4 subdomain, 1 add-on domain. All of the plans comes with a free.com.ng domain, a free security certificate, unlimited emails, and unlimited database. So if you need more resources, you want to go higher. So the 2 gig of web space simply means your entire website files, all the images, the text, the videos, everything is going to be limited to 2 gig, including your email account resources. So if you know your website is going to need more than 2 gig, you want to go for this or any of this other plan. Now, I'll be going with the 2 gig plan just because this is just a tutorial and I want to actually pay and show you how this is done. So I wouldn't want to pay 25k or 9,500 just to show you how it's done. So I'm just going to show you how to do it with this. And if you're just starting out to learn web design, you could also start out with this. And the good thing is that WhoGoHost allows you to upgrade anytime, so you can always upgrade anytime when you need more resources, and WhoGoHost will just make you pay the price difference. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose this. So for any of them you want to click on the choose plan button right here. So I'm just going to click on the choose plan button here, and then I'm just going to give it a few seconds to load. Awesome. So it's going to take you to the next page where you register your domain. All right. So before this, I'm sure you have the domain you want to register. So I have the domain I want to register right here, and then I'm going to type that in. So I'll be registering this domain for a friend. So I'm just going to register. I want to be able to take advantage of WhoGoHost free.com.ng domain. So I'm going to go for a .com.ng domain, and WhoGoHost will be giving me that for free. So I'm just going to text CLEAVA, and you don't have to put the extension here. You're going to have to select the extension you want here. So put your domain name here without the .com or without the .ng, and select the extension right here. So you just click this and you can scroll down and find it, or you can just type it in here. I want a .com.ng, so I'm just going to type .com.ng. And the good thing is Google is going to give me this for free. Now, so just like a phone number, two people cannot use the same domain name. So once you've typed in your domain name, you want to check to see if it's available. All right, so just give it a few seconds, and if it's free, it's going to say congratulations, your domain name is available. If it's not free, this is going to be red and it's going to tell you it's not available, which means you have to try another option, or you could go for another extension. All right, so I'm just going to click on the continue button. So I'm right here on the next page. Here WhoGoHost is trying to sell some add-ons to me, so I'm not interested in any of them. So I'm not going to tick any of these options. I'm just going to ignore, and then I'm just going to click on continue. So don't check anything here if you don't need them. So just click on continue to move forward. Awesome. So I'm right here on the review and checkout page, and you can see my hosting plan, and you can see the domain name, and you can see here that this costs nothing because WhoGoHost gives out free.com.ng domain. So the next thing I want to do is to just scroll down, and I have an account on WhoGoHost, but I want to show you how to create a new account, since this is a tutorial after all. So if you are an existing WhoGoHost user, I want to do existing and login. This is what you'll be doing after your first account. But since I want to show you how this is done, I'm just going to register a new account. So I'm just going to use my friend details because I'm registering this domain name for a friend. So I'm just going to input his details and move forward. The last name, I'm going to enter his email address, at gmail.com. Next, I'm going to enter his phone number. So if you're entering the phone number, you don't want to add the first zero, skip the first zero and just continue. I need to quickly confirm that 906 633 54087. All right, company name is optional, tax ID is optional. Optional fields means you can skip them. So I'm just going to skip that. And then next, I'm going to enter his address. Right. So the next option they ask for postcode. So postcode is simply the postal code. If you don't know this, you can Google it. So for instance, let's say you're in Benin, and all what you have to do is just to go to Google and just search for Benin postal code. So you just load up Google and you see the postal code for your location. So what you have to do is to copy the one that applies in your area. So whatever city or state you are, you just Google that and you find the postal code. So I've seen the one for East, so I'm just going to copy it and use. So 300271. So I'm just going to enter that here. 300271. And then this field says additional required information. So this requires your mobile phone number again for notifications. So I'm just going to enter that. Now, how this works is, let's say your account is about to expire or there's an issue on your account, Google is just going to send you an SMS on this number. So make sure you have this set text to yes. And here WhoGoHost is asking for security pin. Now, what this does is, let's say you have an issue with your account. If you contact WhoGoHost to verify issue, they are just going to ask you for security pin. For this, I'm just going to enter 1234, and then I'll just have it changed later. So this, since this is a tutorial, let me just enter that. And here they ask, where did you hear about us? This isn't compulsory, so you can ignore it, or you could just say others or whatever you want. Customer category, just select one. This guy is trying to be a web designer, so I'm just going to select web designer for him. And one important thing here is that you are going to have to select a password. So make sure you put a password you can remember, and you have to confirm the password. All right, quick one. Let me explain this. Now, the email address you're filling here and the password you're entering here is very important because that's what you'll be using to log in to your WhoGoHost account. So make sure you remember that, and if you're feeling something you can remember, make sure the email address is an active email address. Talking about WhoGoHost account, in my next video, I'll be walking you through the WhoGoHost dashboard so you get to understand the features and options you have access to in your WhoGoHost account. All right, so once you finish filling this in, you want to quickly go through the information and confirm that everything is correct. All right, then you want to scroll down, and then you're going to have to select your payment method. So if you want to pay online, there are a couple of options here. Uh, the first payment method is bank payment. Bank payment simply means you have to walk into your bank and probably queue up and pay, and then you have to scan the information and send to billing@whogohost.com, and they will confirm and then approve your account manually. But we also have online payment options like Paystack, like PayPal if you're an international client, and there's Quick Teller and a couple of other options. So using any of the online payment options allows you to pay online, and your account is just going to get automatically approved. So I recommend the online payment option. So you can either use Paystack or Quick Teller for your online payment if you're based in Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria, you can use any of the online payment options that applies to you that you're comfortable with. So I'm just going to go with Paystack, and right here you're going to see receive emails from WhoGoHost. So WhoGoHost sends you some promotional news, marketing, and so on. This isn't compulsory. If you wouldn't like to receive this, you can turn it off, but it's also good to keep it on so WhoGoHost can send you promotions and news. I'm just going to leave this on, and you have to take I have read and agreed to WhoGoHost terms of service. You can also read up the terms of service if you would like to. All right. So once you're done, you want to just quickly go through the information you submitted to confirm they're all correct before you submit. The good thing about Google is if you miss any of the information that they need, they're just going to bring you back to this page to refill that. All right. So I think all the information is good, and I've selected my payment method, which is Paystack. So you can go with either Paystack or Quick Teller if you're based in Nigeria. And once you're done, Make sure you tick I have read and agree to the terms of service, and the next thing you want to do is to click on checkout. All right, if your information is correct, Google is just going to take you to the checkout page where you have to put your card information. All right, so the good thing about using WhoGoHost is that they're not really selective when it comes to card. They accept any Nigerian issued debit card, be it a VEF, be it a MasterCard. Okay, I don't want to save this information. Google Chrome is asking me to save these details. So I'm just going to say never. And Google is asking me to subscribe to their push notification. I don't want this. So you could say no. For you, you could say yes if you want to be getting notifications from push notifications from Google. I don't want this. I'm just going to say no, thanks. All right. So this is the invoice page where we have to make payment for our invoice. So at this point, Google will already send you an invoice link to your email. So if you cannot continue the payment right now, you can always go back to your email and you find a link to the invoice to pay. So I want to do this right away. So I'm just going to click on pay now, and then it's also going to ask me to put my card information. So I'm going to have to blur this part so you will not be able to see my card information. So I'm just going to enter my card details. And so your card details is simply your card number. So the number in front of your card. So just enter that. And then it's just going to ask you for the card expiry date, which is also in front of your card. So you just enter that. And then it's just going to also ask you for the CVV. The CVV is the 3-digit codes at the back of your card. So if you ask for that, turn the back of your card and then you're going to see a 3-digit code. And if you're wondering if this process is secured, I would like to mention that it's very secured, and after this you're not even going to be debited. Your bank is going to send you a code to your phone number to verify that you're the one processing this payment. So this process is actually a very secured process. So once you're done filling your card information, you're going to see the pay now button. What you want to do is to click on pay. All right, if you see an option that says please click the button below to authenticate with your bank, you want to simply click on authenticate. Now in this process, your bank is going to send you an OTP code to your registered phone number, and you have to put that code on this page for the process to go through. So you select how you want to verify this. So I want text, so I'm just going to select text, and then I'm going to get a text message to my registered phone number. And once I enter that, the payment is going to be approved. At times, the code could take a little while to come, so you just want to wait for it. But most times, it just comes immediately. Okay, so my code just came in, so I'm just going to impute it to approve the payment. And then I'm just going to click on submit. And if I have the figures required in my account, they're just going to debit, and I'm going to get awesome. So it says order place. All right, so at times depending, you could say successful, continue to client error, or click to complete transaction. Whatever option it shows you, you just click here. For me it says order place, continue to client error. So I'm just going to click the continue to client error, and it's going to take me to my WhoGoHost dashboard. Awesome. And here you can see it says I have one services and I have one domain, which means my purchase was successful. All right, quick one. So once you've done with your purchase, you want to go to your email address and verify your email with WhoGoHost. Another thing, if you look at the video description, I've added a coupon code that will give you discount on WhoGoHost, so you can use it to get some discount on WhoGoHost. So that's how to purchase domain name and hosting on WhoGoHost. In my next video, I'm going to walk you through the WhoGoHost dashboard. In a subsequent video, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress on WhoGoHost so you can go ahead and set up your website. If you find this video helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching.